Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Alvarez and I am the Latino conservative. Today I want to talk to you, first I want to apologize because I've been off the map for just a little bit video wise. I've got a new camera in and should be doing these pretty regularly again, at least once every other week. I'm updating my website, aaforcongress.com. Be sure to go check that out. I've also put a few little merch items on there too. Just, kind of a little bit of a way to get my campaign started funding right, because I'm doing this all out of my own pocket right now, and it's going to get really expensive here in about another year or two. And just kind of give you a heads up, like just an idea. One of the candidates in the Houston area has already raised about $300,000, and none of the candidates that have ever won in the past, I want to say about 10 years, have spent less than $500,000. So as it is right now, yes, I do have some time to raise funds with donors and such like that, but my website costs this little camera that I'm using now, which is pretty cool. Check this out. It follows me. But everything costs money right now, so it's just my way to kind of catch back up or to replace some of the funds that I've used in my congressional campaign. Again, I'm going to run in 2022, and I'm looking towards the Houston area still. Don't know for sure what district, because we are due for a realignment. Where I live right now, I am literally right on the border of two districts, District 7 and District 10, and I'm about a mile away from District 22, which is just a little south of me. So yeah, I'm really close to quite a few districts, but districting wise, I could really and truly run anywhere I want. And let me point this out to you. Let me make a matter of fact on this. In Victoria's district, which goes from about the Wharton area down to Corpus, covers Rockport, Gonzales, that area, District 27. The representative in it right now, his name is Michael Cloud. He is a Republican. And his opponent in the general election's name is Ricky De La Fuente. Ricky De La Fuente beat out Charlie Jackson in the primaries. Now here's a little bit about Charlie Jackson. Charlie Jackson is born in Port Arthur. He went to UT, and he's a Texan. This De La Fuente guy, he is a Democratic as well. Of course, he beat out another Democratic in the primary. He is from California. Yeah, he lives right now in California. Now, he has an address that he just registered here in Victoria, and it's at an apartment complex. I already saw what it is. I know where it is. I'm just not going to put it out there. You can look it up if you want. You can find it. But he lives in California. He is also running for Congress in California. So tell me how that works. He made a statement, and where I wasn't paying attention to the Victoria ballots because I'm doing more work in Houston, but I saw the Victoria Advocate post a story how he can't wait to get to learn the people that he wants to represent. So let me tell you a little bit about that. It is my belief that someone at this level that is going to represent a group of people in a certain area, in a district, you have to know those people. You can't just say, I represent you because you voted for me. That's a president. That is a senator. Senators still, they even know their own people. They know their states. And a Congress representative is a certain area on a map. If you look in Houston, there's quite a few of them because of the population. It's all population based. But he's saying that he wants to represent the people in Victoria and in Corpus, but he doesn't know those people. He doesn't know us. I'm from here. I know us. I know these people. Class of 1998, Victoria High School. I was in the drum line. I went to Victoria College. Heck, I even worked for the city of Victoria. I know Victoria. I've spent more time in Corpus, for those of y'all who remember back in my bigger 400-pound days, when I was wrestling, I spent a lot of time in Corpus. I know Corpus people. This guy is from California, trying to represent Victoria and Corpus and Refugio and Port Arthur and Port Lavaca, but doesn't know us. So let me tell you a little bit again. He says that one of his statements was that he can't understand how a town or an area with such a high Latino population doesn't have a Latino representative. Let me tell you how that happens. We don't vote. I'm guilty of it. I have been guilty of it. Weird. Yes, I know. I am running for an elected official spot. There's quite a few elections I haven't voted. So I'm asking my Latinos to do something that I haven't done. Why? Because we are not represented. And he is trying to take advantage of that. California people don't know Texas people. You know that you hear the saying all the time, don't California my Texas. Look at Austin. Austin is turning into a California. And they're trying to make that happen all over the place. See, now he has the legal capability to run in Texas because in Texas, or just in general, you have to be a resident. And technically it says you have to inhabit the state that you're running in. I could go run for Congress in Alaska. I could go get me an address of a little tiny house for just all intent and purposes, and I could run in Alaska if I wanted to. This guy is taking advantage of that. He's coming from California to represent Latinos in Texas. Let me tell you about Latinos in California. Their unemployment rate is the highest in the country. How are you going to come to Texas and claim to represent the Latino population here? Your population has the highest unemployment rate in the United States. How do you figure that? Mr. De La Fuente, how do you figure that people you don't know, you're going to get their vote just because of your little blue party? So Mr. De La Fuente, I understand you are trying to run for Congress in District 27. How do you account for the fact that you're also trying to run for Congress in California? How do you account for the fact that you are running for the same seat that your dad is running for? How do you account for the fact that you ran in Florida? You ran in California, not once, not twice, but this is your third time running in California. How do you account for that? What are you really trying to do? I appreciate your past. Your past actually brings me some hope. You were a car guy, just like me. I'm a car guy. What I do now is I travel the country and I train different car dealerships, different aspects of customer relationships, customer management. Now here's the thing. I could go in and say I represent the people of California because I've been there numerous times. I don't want to. I want to represent the people here in Texas. Now, I've always said, since I started running, that I'm going to go in the Houston area because while I can run for any district I want, that is where I live. That is my home. That is where my kids live. That is where my life is now. I've got a life here in Victoria still. And if by some small chance Ricky De La Fuente beats Michael Cloud, which Michael Cloud is going to have my full support. Anything that he needs me to do, I will do the best of my ability to help him out with. But if Ricky De La Fuente, by any chance, small, if he beats out Michael Cloud, I guess I might be running in District 27. Because I know Victoria. I am Victoria. I am part of the people here. I grew up here. I grew up on Vine Street. Behind where the Pinto Bean is, there's a bunch of land there. There's a lake. There used to be houses there. I grew up there. I also grew up on Taylor Avenue. Between Laurent and Navarro, right by the old school Blue Ridge Apartments. I grew up there. I know these people. I am these people. For you to come and say that you represent Latinos here that you don't know, I'm sorry. I can't sit and do nothing about that. So what I'm going to urge you to do, Latinos, is to go out there and vote. Vote for someone here. Make a difference. You don't necessarily have to go run for Congress like I'm choosing to do. Heck, if you want to make a difference, do some public office, school board. You can do that. You can run for a judge of some sort. You can volunteer at a church. If church is your thing, please go volunteer. If church isn't your thing, volunteer somewhere else. There's community action services all over the place. You can help the homeless. You can do more than just gripe on Facebook. And guys, we are that generation now. I'm technically a millennial because of when I was born, though my campaign manager says that I'm not a millennial, but this is one where I will disagree with him because, you know, you look at the years and whatnot. I was born in 1979. But from my age on forward, we get a lot of Facebook arguments happening. And it's for no other reason than it started somewhere. It's a snowball effect. You agree with somebody, then you don't agree with somebody. And, oh, what happened there? You agree with somebody and you perpetuate what they say without actually looking into the facts. Now, I know most of the people that are Democratic, they absolutely despise Donald Trump. And you know what? I'm okay with that. You have your rights to be and to think however you want. But on the local level or representing the local level, don't vote for someone in a different party just because you don't like the president who is the other party. I support Donald Trump. I do. I'm not a fan, but I support him. And you've heard me say this before, that I support him like I support my airline pilots. If it is a pilot that I don't like, I still want him to do a good job. I want him to get me to my destination safely because, you know, heck, you know, I don't want to crash. I don't want this place to crash either. So whether you like the guy or not, you should support him. This is where we as Latinos need to make that voice again. Did you know that all over the country, not just here in Texas, but all over the country, we have the lowest voting record of each and every other demographic out there. Blacks, white, Asian, Latinos. And when I say Latinos, I'm generalizing. I'm talking about Latinos, you know, Mexican Americans, Puerto Ricans. They're American too, kind of, yeah. Salvadorans, Hondurans, Nicaraguan, anybody from the border south. It's a horrible generalization, but we're all Latinos. You know, I don't know of another way to put it. I don't like the term Hispanic because that's Spain. My family's from here. You know, I remember getting into an argument one time about the wall when Donald Trump first started the wall. Mijo, he wants to put a wall up, but Mom, we're here. You know, we've been here. You've been here. Your family's Native American. We're good. But your dad was born in Guadalupe. Yes, Guadalupe, Texas. We're good. But what I'm saying is we need to make our voices heard and not let somebody come in to claim to want to represent Latinos in Texas, but not necessarily represent Texans altogether. Now, I've got very good friends all over the place in Texas, all over the place, all over the country. And everybody is different. You know, if I go to Louisiana, there's a different set of people there. Not saying that they're bad. It's just not Texas people. Oklahoma, same thing. Arizona, New Mexico, all of the states that are right near Texas, you would think that we kind of bleed over, but there really and truly is a line when you go from Texas people to Louisiana people, Oklahoma people. And from Louisiana to Arkansas is a different set of people. Florida to Georgia is a different set of people. All people are great in their own respects, but Texas knows Texas. If he wants to run for Congress, great. More power to him. Please do something for your people. That office that you are trying to get is a representative of your people. There have been several instances where other candidates, not just him, but several instances where other candidates have tried to run, or have ran, I should say, in different states, and really and truly all they need is an address. Heck, I still have an address here in Victoria. I can go pull it up right now if you really wanted me to. It's on record with the city of Victoria. So it's one of those things where I'm going to tell people again, please do something. Make your voices heard. Latinos, we don't do much. We go to work, we take care of our families, and that's it. We need to make our voices heard. We have rights too. We have desires. We are a strong people. We are very proud. We don't like to ask for a lot. Why? We need to be heard, guys. Let's go do something about this. And I'm going to end this by saying, yes, I've really touched on the topic of Latinos a lot. It doesn't mean that any other set of people is any different. Everybody, in my eyes, is the same. We all have the same rights. Let's stand up for them rights. Let's make our voices heard. Let's let Texas represent Texas. Hey guys, thanks again for listening. My name is Andrew Alvarez and I'm the Latino Conservative.